let's move into our third and final main topic today. And I want to warn you, if you are one of these people, and I know there are some of you, if you are one of these people who believes finding out anything about a movie is a spoiler, like there's a dinner scene in the movie, spoiler. Like if you're very, very sensitive to even details are going to be made public knowledge, you may want to skip over this topic because we're going to be talking about Wonder Woman 84 and the junior novelization that came out that gave away a bunch of the stuff at the beginning of the movie. We'll talk about that in a second. Here's the question today that gets submitted to us by Eric the Green. And Eric the Green writes in, "Hey guys, I've been reading some articles about Wonder Woman 84 and the fact that the novel version is coming out in a few weeks. I believe it's already available, to be honest with you. That basically lays out everything that happens in the movie, but only the first 2 acts, not the third act. In it, they talk about a mystical relic called a dreamstone that people make wishes on, and that's how Wonder Woman gets Steve Trevor back. There's nothing wrong with that, but doesn't it seem kind of anticlimactic? Shouldn't there be some kind of bigger event or meaning behind Steve's return from the dead? What are your thoughts?" All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yes, let's talk about this for a second. So it has kind of been the bane of a lot of movies' existences, talking about, extracurricular marketing materials that come out around a movie that sometimes gives stuff away. For example, one of the big, most famous ones is, of course, just before The Phantom Menace came out, they released the soundtrack. And remember, they released the soundtrack to Phantom Menace before the movie came out, and one of the tracks was titled Qui-Gon's Noble End. That, even by my very loose definition, even I consider that a major spoiler. Qui-Gon's Noble End. And of course, there have been big spoilers that have been revealed as a result of toys and things like that. So here we've got this junior novelization novel. And actually, let me pull it up here. It's on Amazon right now. It said it came out on July 7th. And if I order it right now, I'll get it by July 23rd. So there we go. It's available. This is the junior novelization. Now, this novelization, there are a bunch, might notice it's got only a 2.5 star rating. A lot of people are complaining because it's not the complete story. This junior novelization only tells the story through the first 2 acts of the films and doesn't reveal the third act of the film, which is really where all the big major spoiler stuff will be. It doesn't reveal the third act of the film whatsoever. So anyway, I got this from the folks over at Bleeding Cool who are talking about this situation, and here's some of the stuff that it reveals in this junior novelization. Now remember, this is all stuff that's now been publicly released. This is public information. It's only in the beginning of the movie. This isn't something from the third act of the film. So I expect the stuff that I'm about to read you is probably going to be in upcoming trailers. Whenever new trailers for Wonder Woman 84 come out, I'm expecting this stuff to be in those trailers. So if you're super sensitive to spoilers, you might want to avoid it. But here's what Bleeding Cool wrote about it. The thing that brings Steve Trevor back is called the Dreamstone. Dr. Destiny used the Dreamstone in the 1960s, and the stone was used in the infamous Sandman series. In this movie, it is a harmless-looking citrine, if I'm pronouncing citrine right, citrine ring that is brought to the Smithsonian where Diana and Barbara, that's Cheetah, and Barbara work as part of a seized collection of artifacts that were being smuggled into the United States. This version of the Dreamstone appears to have the ability to grant one wish. And Diana says it is an object imbued with the power of the gods like her lasso. They wonder which god is connected to until they realize that wherever the Dreamstone goes, destruction follows. And this object's maker was the god of lies. Diana's wish was to bring Steve back. Now again, this is all from the opening part of the book. I believe this whole Dreamstone thing, this is your MacGuffin of the movie. This is going to be in the trailers. So I don't think when I was reading this, I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting any major spoilers here. This is probably going to be in the trailers, and it's in a publicly released book. If the studio thought this was going to be major spoilers, they wouldn't have put it in a junior novelization to come out. So that's where it is. So the question kind of then becomes, is this anticlimactic? They ask the question, is this, shouldn't have Steve coming back had something to do with a plan of the surviving gods that Diana didn't realize were still around? or something more complex or whatever, rather than, oh, I found this ring. I wish Steve was alive. Steve's alive. Yay. Is that a little bit anticlimactic? It could be anticlimactic, I suppose. But like a lot of things, it's all about execution. If this is executed well and they really use this MacGuffin well, it could be really good. Now, according to the articles, this dreamstone isn't just a part of the story in bringing Steve back. The dreamstone is actually pivotal to the entire movie. And it is, as I mentioned before, it's the MacGuffin of the rest of the movie. So I think that kind of means we're going to get bigger meaning. There's going to be more importance tied to Steve Trevor coming back and all that kind of stuff. So personally, I don't find it anticlimactic. And the idea of Diane stumbling kind of like a genie's wish, like she's Aladdin in the Cave of Wonders and she stumbled across the lamp. She's in her Smithsonian and stumbles across this ring, makes a wish Steve's come back. Yeah, on its surface, it could sound a little anticlimactic. I get that. But I think it's going to be all about execution. And I have no reason to doubt Patty Jenkins. I have absolutely no reason to doubt Patty Jenkins. What Patty Jenkins did in Monster, what Patty Jenkins did with the first Wonder Woman movie, I've got no reason not to believe that she's going to take this MacGuffin, be it a ring or whatever, and she's going to make it work. So I'm kind of excited about it. I think they're going to do good things with it. Question is, guys, what do you think about that stuff that we read? Would you consider, again, I don't consider any of that a spoiler. This is all stuff that's going to be a part of the setup of the movie. It's probably going to be in the trailers, and they already publicly released it in a novelization. I don't consider this spoiler material at all, but maybe some of you think it might be. What do you think? And is it anticlimactic, or does it sound like a really interesting MacGuffin to you? Jump down into the comment section below and let me know your thoughts. All right, guys.